Hi guys, today's video I'm going to go through a few poses and some postures and maybe some movements that will help you shift state of being. And that's like going from, maybe feeling lonely to feeling more open to receiving some attention, meeting new friends, or if I'm feeling even angry, how I can kind of shift that state, or if I'm feeling like I'm needing a little bit more certainty, how we can get into that state of certainty or direction, especially if you are in charge of directing other people, really stepping to that state of leadership. And also I'm going to share with you just a little trick that I did with a client the other day, and that was actually embodying her Chinese horoscope animal. And you can do this with your para animal if you've had the privilege of going on a journey to finding your para animal or animals, and how you can embody them as well. But first off, I actually did want to share with you, especially those that have never really met me before and haven't done any work with me. And I'm a body relationship coach, and I help people have a greater relationship with their body, and that's through movement, connection and play. And when it comes to movement, I use every modality that I have in my tool belt, but only the modalities that suit the person that I'm working with. So it really depends on the retreat that I'm working in, what their goals are for that retreat. It depends on the other practitioners that I'm working with and what they're wanting to take the clients through as well, so that we work together. And it's also about the client themselves, the body that I'm working with, the goals that they're wanting to achieve, and pretty much whatever's going on in that present moment. So there are many tools when it comes to movement and many modalities that I incorporate. I do love the animal movements. I do love going to the gym, lifting weights. I do love a bit of the gymnastic work and any floor work, embodiment work, and everything is amazing. Play, and when we do those movements, then we look at connecting to the body through movement. And it's about, having a feel for what's going on in the lung and hearts while you're doing some cardio work, what's going on with the muscles while you're doing some strength training, but what's happening with the joints as we're doing some floor work, some movements, the animal flows, things like that. What's going on with the body when you've got your eyes closed versus your eyes open? What's going on with the body when we change the focus and we're looking at certain points of either our body or certain points of the room? What's happening in the body when we're looking in a mirror while we're training, or versus when we're training with somebody else, moving with somebody else or moving in a group. And that's the connection there, connection to breath, connection to self, connection to spirit, connection to the emotions and the traumas and the thoughts and the events, the people, the numbers, the colors, the environment, all those things that have shaped our body. So I work through that connection there and just bring awareness to that. You actually do all the work. I don't. I just facilitate the creative process. And then we definitely work on play. And those of you that have met me at retreats or have worked with me one-on-one, you have probably seen that there's a little bit of a playfulness there. And why I love play so much is because the body, when the body is experiencing stress or experiencing pain, it won't shift from there. It will just focus on that stress and that pain until that stress and that pain is gone, right? So when we're in this happy, we have the happy hormones running through the body and we're in this playful mood, we actually start doing so much more than what we would if we were there, because we're no longer in that stress state. We've actually been able to shift our biology through, just bringing out the happy hormones through play, through, flowing and getting the body to be moving with ease and flow and fun, okay, and explore. So that's why I love play. It's about fun and it's about exploring. So pull them together. It's move, connect, play, So MCP Method, and that's really what encompasses the work that I do. So today I wanted to teach you about connecting with the body through some movements and through some posture, and having fun with it and exploring. So none of this is textbook. I'm just going to say that. None of this is really textbook, because it really all depends on you, right? So what is your state of being? So let's just tune into somebody who is feeling deflated, depressed, closed off, lonely, okay, or lethargic, tired. So we're going to be closed off in this area, and we're going to be rounded in the shoulders, we're going to be depressed in through the chest, okay, our ribs and our hips are really going to come close together, and we're going to be tucked in like this, our tail's tucked in underneath our bum, so we're like here. So what do we want to do to shift that state? Do we want to be more open? Because if we're closed off like this and we're going, I'm lonely, what's happening? It means we're not meeting other people. We're not being open to receiving other people. And if we're not open to receiving, we're closing off like this. So energetically, we're giving out this no. I'm kind of hiding in my ball, and that's where I'm happy right now. But if we want to bring people in, then we're going to go, okay, I want to open up. So one nice thing that we could do is we could go kind of like a Care Bear's care, but rather than you sending out the love, you're actually coming in to receive it. So we're going from here, and if you were just to step back and just drop the arms down, okay, that's put you into a more open stance already. And you've actually, in this stance, is like, it's not a no, I don't want. You're actually in a receiving, because if someone comes into you, and you can receive nicely like this, okay? So what you want to do is, like, if you want to receive a hug and you're curled up like this, just think about opening up here, and then envisioning somebody actually coming in for a hug. Okay, and see what that does to your state of being. Like, if you're here, someone reaches in, and like, I'm a big hugger, so I will come in and I will give you that full body hug. And if you were to open up like this and you were to envision me or whoever you wanted to come in for that full body hug, close your eyes if you need to, and then you just cradle them and hold and breathe, and even just feel that you're breathing with them. How much ease that really gives to you. Like, I feel very, very happy right now. I love hugs, right? So that's one way. Now, if you are someone who feels like, you want to give to somebody else, and you go, okay, so I feel like I just want to give some love out to the world, or I want to give some love out to somebody in particular, even if they're on the other side of the world. What you might want to do is you might want to step forward, same posture as if you were stepping backwards, but as you lean forward, you're actually going to open up that chest and the torso, okay? And you're like doing a Care Bear stare or Care Bear care, either one. I'm not attached to which word it is at the end, but that's what you're going to do there. Right? So that's how you can give some love. Right? So that's going to be helping you shift somebody else's state, or that's going to shift your state, because like, oh, you know what, I haven't done enough today. Like, what else do I need to do? Oh, wow. Okay, I'm just going to give some love to the world here. I'm going to give some love to my mum, who's in New Zealand, in Foxton. Right? So, or we might be, I said earlier, like, if we're needing to be more direct, we're needing to give clear directions to somebody to help them facilitate, organising an event, or setting up something for you, or even for yourself, actually directing it for yourself as well. So this isn't just for everybody else, it is for self too. So what you can do is, like, when you're directing, you're like, this is what needs to happen. I need to do A, B, or C, or B or C. Like, this is really something that you can do, is like, okay, What needs to happen? What needs to happen? Okay, I really need to be really direct here. This is the thing that I need to do. A needs to be blah, blah, blah. B needs to be this. C needs to be that. I really need to talk to this person. So that's how you can kind of get yourself into this hole, and even stand a little bit, taller in the legs, like, yeah, okay, that kind of brings certainty in, yeah. This here brings, like, if you're wanting to empathize with somebody, if you're wanting to feel into what's going on, place your hand on your heart and just breathe into that. So if you feel like you're not understanding, or you're not getting your friend who is downloading on you, this is a note to self, who's downloading on you, and just all they're wanting is a listening ear, but you're really quick to just, spout off, it's not about the nail that's sticking in the forehead. You're spouting off, problem solving things. I'm a big problem solver, and this is one thing I need to do, is actually put my hand on my heart and just go, yeah, wow, that would be hard. Yeah, I get it, I hear you. I see you. So notice the difference, like you stop yourself from going, yeah, but what if? What if you did this? Have you tried? Right? This brings you down, and it goes, no, wait, just ground down right now. All they want is your ear and your shoulder, and that kind of really just goes, oh, yeah, now I have this gentleness about me. Okay, but then there's quite a few. There's lots that you can do. If you're feeling a little bit kind of shaky, right? A little bit flighty, or a little bit, not grounded, then you can just do a nice, think of Qigong even. So we call it like a little bit of a disco dance with the feet. Get the feet out a little bit wider than the hips, and then just breathe in. And that helps you just ground. And every time, when I do this, I really feel my weight go into the floor. I feel roots go into the ground, and that really just kind of stops me from floating in the wind, or getting, when you're feeling flustered, or like you're being swept up in the moment and kind of bouncing off. You just calm down. With one of my clients, I had a session, just did some body work on her, and just, checked out muscle activation, just seeing what muscles aren't being switched on, found some areas that were really triggering her, and then went in for release with awareness. And that's just bringing awareness to that area and going, something's in here, I don't know what it is, I'm going to ask your body, and you're going to find out what it is. And so we did this practice, and she found it, and she was finding layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff in that same area. And the things that it came down to, it was in the hip and it was in the ribs, and the things that it came down to was not worthy and not enough. And it was a real clear illustration for her on when she is in those energies, what happens around here. So, she's someone who is fit, who is in great shape, however feels unfit and feels frumpy. Now, it's not because the body is unfit and frumpy, it is because the energies that she is embodying, and she's staying in that. So I'm not worthy and I'm not enough. And and as we were working on those two areas, she just felt this whole energy around her torso, and she went, that's why I'm feeling frumpy. That's why I'm feeling this. Because when I feel these two energies, I go, bleh. So once she found that out, she realized that for herself, she goes, I get it. So affirmations, she released with awareness, so now she knows how to do that herself. I don't need to do anything for her now for that. She uses her affirmations to help her work through them through the day, and to really make sure that she stays out of storing things through here. She's actually reprogramming a new mindset for herself, and a new belief system. And she has her tests as well. She can test to see whether she is jamming back up into those areas. But not only that, we came up with, she has, her Chinese horoscope animal is a dragon. And she has power animals as well, but I asked her about the Chinese horoscope, and it was a dragon, so I was like, this is a perfect one. And she's also a dolphin, which she said, she goes, she needs to bring playfulness in her life, and that's exactly right, you know, embody that dolphin. But for this particular activity or moment, we used the dragon. And why we used the dragon is because she felt she wasn't enough and that she had low self-worth. So she actually was jamming up. So she was actually rotating and jamming and closing things up. So with a dragon, they are not like this. Dragons are open. Dragons have that big distended belly of fire, and that belly of fire is like, I'm you know, effing enough. Like I am full of my fire on the essence of who I am. So I am enough here. I have, you know, a good chest span, like a cavity open, full of heart, full of breath. Like I am enough. I am worthy to take in life. So you have that big chest, and then they have that big wingspan. And again, this is what I am enough. I am worthy enough to take up this space. You know, I am worth the space that I take up here with my wingspan. And as soon as she went like this and she opened up, and then she just envisioned that fire in the belly, and then she encompassed this big chest that was so full of life, full of air, she just went, whoa, that's a whole different feeling. So these postures, you know, if you're into yoga, you know, warrior, if you're in the warrior pose, that's a strong pose. Like you can't stand in warrior pose and be down. Or, you know, it's when you're in these states that you don't want to be in, think of states that make you feel strong or make you feel happy. Or, you know, if you are feeling like you're being bulldozed, stop. You know, or in karate, you know, I remember karate when I was a kid, or, you know, and, you know, that's like you're doing a block or you're doing a punch, but, you know, you're just saying no, but you're very firm and strong in the body. So you can just use your practice, your morning routine, like you do with shake and bake or Tibetan rides or whatever. You create your own practice that is able to help you be in the state of being that you want to be in as you're traveling through your journey here on earth. And remember, the biggest thing is that we're ever evolving. It will always change. You know, we come in ebbs and flows. Sometimes we do need to close up just for a moment to honor, and then once we've honored it, you know, honored self, then we open back up again. So it's not about being here and like, this is how I'm going to walk through life all the time, because again we go to faking it, and it's not about that. It's just embodying the energy and the emotion and the state of being that we want to embody at that time. And it's always in the I love Kat Dawes and her nowism practices, because it's all about the now. So what do you want to embody right now? Is it open? Is it empathy? You know, is it about being strong and not being bulldozed over? Are you wanting to send love into the world? Are you wanting to receive that hug? You know, because you don't get the hugs. You're living in rural Australia, and there's, you know, nobody else around you. So this is a beautiful one. Are you needing to ground down? So just have a think of those. This is a long video, I know, but I just really wanted to share that with you. I'll probably look at doing it as a masterclass or something like that, so that's a little bit less, you know, quick through the poses, and that way you'll get to really have a practice and to embody it all. But yeah, this is just get to know your body, get to use it in a way that it's super beautiful and that promotes ease and flow in your life, so that every day is a beautiful day. Yeah, and you're able to work through obstacles as you reach them. But anyways, there you go. Here's a little practice for you. Bye.